Hey friends, welcome back. This is episode 70, I believe. I didn't realize this was such a big game, too. We have like so much of the world left to go. We are only on like the second major zone, and we have like three other zones in the base game, and then like three other expansion packs, so a lot to do. I'm enjoying the game a lot, too. I just didn't realize it was like so incredibly massive. Because that's like, what, 35 hours in or so? I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. I hope that it doesn't get old, if we go through this entire game and get tired of things. But I think by like changing up our build and stuff like that, we can definitely keep things fresh and exciting. All right, so a lot of graves. Yeah, again, I'm trying to figure out like what my character's morals are. I feel like he puts on a good face, but is not afraid to he wants to do things. So if there's a quest that's if the choice between doing the quest, even if it's a little bit morally gray, he tends to convince himself into doing things that are a little more morally gray. Maybe that'll be some character development as we go on. And then even things like this, where it's not like directly hurting anybody. Ooh, a skill book. That's cool. Where it's not like directly hurting anybody. It's easy to talk himself into saying like, well, trap lever. Uh-oh. What does that do? Hopefully it disarms a trap and not causes a trap. Like if I didn't loot this grave, somebody else probably would, so that's my justification here. I like to start a little bit away from the edge of the lock because I figure with our skill, our arc probably covers a bit of it. So this is definitely a tomb of some heroes. Go through and read some of their epitaphs. Alright, but we have to look for that one guy's love, Lyra, who is presumably deeper in this area. I mean, it might be a good shelter, so I don't blame them, but it's kind of creepy to make your shelter in like a tomb. I could see that being depressing. Alright, so earlier I was going to say in the last episode about my kind of overall plan for at least the next part of the game. And it might have to wait again, because I don't see any enemies here. Just the person I assume is Lyra.
I knew someone would come. They all said we were as good as dead, but I held out hope. I don't know why. Never had any reason to hope before. So what's your story? Grave robber? Treasure hunter? Or like us? A refugee in search of shelter?
Oh, I suppose that, yeah, the trap, like the door must have shut behind them and they couldn't get out. Sort of like us back a few episodes ago. So by getting that lever, we release them. You must be Lyra Turom.
Omer Vogard was Kuln's primary hunter, but it wasn't long after the Tuatha attack that his hands gave out. Now he can't even hold a bow without shaking. I took over his job, and his heart. I tend to stalk my prey as opposed to shoot it. Something about looking it in the eye before it dies. There's respect in that.
What do you think of Amr?
He is my beloved. Yes, there is a difference in our ages, but I believe that Omer's experiences have given him a lust for life, one to rival a man with half his years.
I don't remember Idwa. And who is Idwa?
She's from the camp on the hill leading into a mare. She's a liar and a thief. Twice I've caught her sneaking into our tents to steal food. Worse than a boggart.
I'll have to keep an eye out for her. The name does sound familiar. I wonder if... was she one of the Tuatha spy people, maybe? I don't know. What do you know of this tomb?
I don't know much about Oriator, but what they taught in the village schoolhouse before it was burned down. He was a war hero. Gallifore Fields, I'd gather.
Well, I've shut off the traps.
You did? Well, here I was about to start complaining about them. We've been trapped down here for days, unable to get past those blades, and you simply walk in and disable them, just like that. I'm impressed. I'll say thanks, but the person you're really going to want to talk to is Omer. He moved mountains to find me. Come along now. The others are waiting back at camp. Bye.
Alright, goodbye, Lyra. Safe travels.
Hello.
And uh-oh. Some Faragor to the fight. And orange ones. Why am I... It's got the little thing where it says like the skull, but I guess it's because there's just friendlies around. Like I'm not in like crouching mode or anything. That is pretty cool. I do like that for the staff. Everybody okay? Alright, let's get out before anybody else attacks us. But first, let's grab some loot. Thresh's Seal, what does that do? Ooh, +1 to all abilities. It's cool, but again, I just really love our +10% damage across the board. Alright, so I feel like there were two things I was going to say. One, we were talking to her, which I no longer remember. And one I do remember, which is kind of my thoughts for my rough plan going forward. So I want to kind of explore the Plains of Arethel first. Because I think there are both some more like novice level trainers around here, and maybe a couple more like intermediate ones as well. So we'll do that, and then once we kind of found all those trainers, and I will use that lockpicking skill book as well, but a little bit later on. I'll respec, or I'll unspec, I guess, so I'll have no skill points except the ones that we already have from the trainers. Go around real quick, talk to all those trainers, get the skill points, and then respec so that we'll maximize our skills. And I'll use the lockpicking skill book then too, and if we find any others. And then I'm also, as part of that respecing, I'll respec to have max crafting abilities. And then we can craft some really good armor and weapons and kind of do like my idealized spell sword build. Alright, we could quick travel to the refugee camp, but it doesn't look too far away, so let's just kind of head this way. We can cut through here. Oh, is it going to be across that little valley? I think it is. Okay, it doesn't look far away, but let's just quick travel there. So yeah, we'll do a nice set of armor for maybe like a lightning build, a sword, and chakrams. Oh, these are like their stuff. I don't want to take their stuff.
I thought we were doomed.
I'm glad you're not.
Ha! I knew I could count on you to bring her back. I could see it in your eyes. A spark of recognition. You have a love too. Or did at one point, you know. There is no thanks worthy of this deed. But you were entitled to something. I was a hunter once. Those days are finished. Yours, it seems, are just beginning.
Well, thank you. I'll probably just sell the bow, honestly, but I do appreciate the sentiment. I was going to say before the episode started that the quest being named Buried Alive was not promising, but I'm glad it had a happy ending.
See you.
Interesting that he recognized a spark of love in my character's eyes. I wonder if he, maybe before he died, if he had somebody. Maybe Aelin, but I guess we'll find out as part of the main quest then. Alright, so there is a grave over here and then a grave down there. Let's do those and then we'll return to the Summer of Cradle and get rid of these stabs. And Elrod. I don't remember which quest was his. So many side quests. Once we turn into the staff, I'll go back to my chakrams because I do miss them. Although if those guys aren't going to bother me, I won't bother them either. Let's try this side. The fact that it broke so quickly tells me that it's far away. I like there's a little bit of skill to this, and it kind of feels like a skill you might have with like lockpicking, like sensing things. That could be useful, honestly. It's got 2 slots in there. Although I don't know if I'm going to be using regular gear and then just making good gems for it. More likely I'll be crafting my own gear. Hopefully you can craft your own gear that has gem slots, otherwise that'll be quite a damper on my plans. But I assume just like there's components that give it like lightning damage or poison damage or whatever, that there's probably some that Alright, let's quick travel again. There are probably some that give it a utility slot or a weapon slot. At least I really hope so. Okay, we'll jump down here. And is that a troll I see? What is that? Let's try not to aggro him. Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay, let's just quick travel again. I was thinking the quest marker was taking me down here, but it was not. And as I predicted, it's going to be the third and final location we check. At least I hope it is. Interesting. So there's some gauntlets of accuracy, which sounds like finesse, but is not. But I still probably won't use them. I like the fire damage. Royal kerchief. What is that? Bears the crest of House Arn, once a great Dolkafar royal family, and a private letter. It is addressed to someone calling himself Britt Hagney. Hagney is the house. We've seen that name before. And one of the stabs was hidden in Hagney. So I wonder if a new cottage being prepared in the village. Okay. Maybe they know where the ring is. Maybe they have the ring, in which case I'm not going to take it from them. But I wonder if the handkerchief is worth something, or they could trade the handkerchief for the ring. That could be what the quest is going to be about. And summoners can heal their minions. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. This must be Britt.
May I help you?
I think he's Britt. You're Britt Hagney?
There is very little of interest to know about me. I'm a simple scholar. I am here for the serenity, the quiet.
I need to do better at remembering names, because like I don't know who Azo is. That the person whose grave it was, or is it? It's got to be. But no, why would I be thinking it's him then if that's his grave? I don't know. Do you know Azo Raymond?
Where did you hear that name? The man you speak of is dead, and all of his wealth has died with him.
Oh, that's his former name. Okay. Are you sure? Maybe. Oh, maybe the grave was like a false grave, like he pretended to die. Or am I conflating two quests? I don't think I am though. Are you sure you're not Azo?
I told you, I don't know the man.
I know it's you.
Enough. You're persistent. I understand. What do you want? I want no part of that old life. Not the gold, not the reputation, not the worry. I made that false grave because I was tired of people hounding me for salvation. Wish to know where my money is? I'll tell you. It's gone. All gone. All I have left are my family rings. I just want to be left alone. To start over. Can't you appreciate that? Please, show me some mercy.
Interesting twist. Okay, so... Alright, so a few things to think about here. One, I like that this quest took a bit of a turn, and the guy whose grave you're finding, I thought he was like long dead, but I guess he was recently dead, quote-unquote dead. And he's actually still alive, not even like that old by the looks of it. Just wanted some peace and quiet, which I can kind of understand. You know, like people who kind of get a little, what do they call it, tiny home or mobile home and just want to like give it all up and live a simple life. So I think this is where my character is going to be torn, because like there's a part of him that just wants to like do things and wants to complete quests and doesn't want to give up. I think that'll be part of his character, is not wanting to give up. So like me in real life, I want to just like let the guy live in peace. I feel bad like blackmailing him to take his rings. But I think maybe that'll be like some character progression for my character, where like right now he's going to do things like this, and then maybe as the game goes on, he'll start being a little bit more holding to his principles and doing the right thing, even if it means not completing a quest like in the quote-unquote perfect way, or not completing it at all, not doing a quest maybe. If you give me your rings, I'll keep quiet.
So it's blackmail then. My new life is worth more than any jewelry. You should learn that now, lest they try to put a knife in your back. Goodbye.
All right, well, we got his jewelry, and it seems like they're not rings you can equip. Probably just ones you can sell. Yeah. Famous merchant, that's that guy, okay. So I wonder, maybe we can give her one. There's 3 rings. If it was 2, we could like split 50-50, but there's 3 rings. So I do feel like I did most of the work here with the finding the graves and the persuasion. It'd be cool if you had the option to give her 1 or 2 rings. And like if you did, what I'd really love is for if you gave her no ring, she attacks you. If you give her 1 ring but have good persuasion, she's happy. Or if you give her 2 rings and have bad persuasion, she's happy and doesn't attack you. Or you can just keep all 3. All right, so... Oh, Idwa is back in town, it seems.
Hello there.
Hello. Let's talk to her and tell her what we found.
Hello there.
After she settles, I guess?
I'm just
Okay.
about ready to give up. Tell me, have you heard any news of Britt Hagney or his final resting place?
Wait. Is that just a typo? I feel like that's a typo. 'Cause she called him Britt Hagney. Shouldn't she call him Avo, the famous merchant name she knows him by? I'm so confused. Yeah, I don't want to give her the rings. I could lie to her, but I feel like my character's not also a liar. So let's say he's alive and in a mare.
Asa was alive? And Paul? Of course, there is the matter of his rings. Perhaps I should visit him. Thanks.
Oh.
Take this bow. I won't be needing it. If word of Britt Hagney's death ever reaches your ear, turn away. You don't want to get involved any more than you already are.
I should have lied to her, because I told that guy I was going to reveal his secret, and I turned around and realized this lady like 5 seconds later. Oh, I feel bad about that. Okay. I guess I was thinking like it would be the secret between me, her, and him when I was saying that, and that like I was acting as her agent and saying, you know, you give us your rings and we'll keep quiet about it. That's kind of what my brain was thinking. And now she's gonna go kill him. So that sucks. If I wish I could like say something like to stop her or go back and tell him, but it doesn't seem to be an option, unfortunately. Well, that was just a mistake. Maybe I should have just lied and kept the rings for myself. Or given them to her and seen what her reward is. Hope we can sell them, though. They're not just like stuck in our inventory forever.
The road has been long for you, my friend. You wear the dust of a job well done. I thank you. The people of the Tuuli Coast, thank you. I have seen much savagery on the eastern shores. May it stay there, where blood fills the boots of the fallen. We all do our part. You have done yours.
I remember this guy giving me a quest. I don't remember what the quest was or what we did, but yeah, we can check that one off the list too. Alright, I think now's probably a good time to return to the Cradle of Summer and turn in these special staves and go back to using our chakrams. Let's unequip it first. Okay. Almost 500k gold, not too shabby.
The deep slumber predicted your coming, as it did many things about you. You were meant to find the staves, to reforge them, and ultimately to keep them. Those of my kind do not flinch from the winter, but the nights grow exceptionally cold and the air holds the stench of decay. Mortals, it seems, will outlast us all. Take the staffs, wield them. They have called you as they once called down the lightning and lit the earth with fire. Do not lose heart on your perilous journey.
I will try my best.
Farewell.
I also feel like my character at this point, especially coming into the world with nothing, is probably more likely to like sell things like this. Whereas maybe later on we'll kind of, you know, decide that gold's not that important and things like this should be kept and cherished. I wish I could give them back to him because I really don't want them. I am just going to sell them because I'm not going to use them. But it is interesting that I guess it does behoove you to use good components when you recraft them if you want to have an actual good staff for the rest of the game, or for a while at least. I'm sure they'll be out leveled at some point. Alright, let's just kind of give a quick rundown of our quest log here. We have 2 more windstones to the east to do. We have to meet Templar Octien. I feel like Octien was also, no, somebody with a similar name in a different quest. These are the 2 expansions. This is in Datir, which will be the 3rd area of the game. We have... Where is he? The Unquiet Bride. He's far to the east as well, I think. And Tarion, I think, is in Ravane, maybe? Yeah, they're both pretty far away. Or in Tyrion's Rest, I guess. Yeah. It says right there. So, only 3 side quests. I'm not going to worry about the tasks too much because some of them are like infinitely repeatable. And then, if we get like really far along the game and I haven't killed more Crawdox or something, or found these books, then I'll try to focus on them. But where's this guy? And then find Lord Crass. Okay, so basically it's time to go east is what I'm seeing. Where is this Vane's Luck quest? Also pretty far east. Okay. Well, what do we say we travel to the refugee camp again and then head east from there? And I'll take some time in between our in between this and the next episode, and I'll sell some things. Yep. Try to stay out of range of those guys, but they saw me. Oh, that was not at all what I meant to do. Try to use my mana before they deplete it all. Okay, why am I not? There's my mana. I'm trying to use the trigger. There we go. Love that health steal. That's like a almost overpowered ability, it seems. Hopefully it's not just all your health, because that'd be way too strong. Hopefully it's a certain amount, and we're just a low enough level where it's most of our health. Didn't we destroy these already? I guess they regenerate. Maybe that's why they give so little gold. You can't just farm them all there. Maybe they regenerate but don't give gold the second time. Well, that one gave some gold. Alright. Hopefully our mana will regen in a few seconds, and we'll head into this new area. Another hard chest. Let's try this side. Alright, better, but not quite there. There we go. Yeah, I really like the lockpicking mechanic. More bar guests. I'm tired of you guys. I got locked into that one and then stun locked. At this point, I don't think I could ever go back to not having blink again. That would be hard. I think as a full mage, you get like an upgraded blink that does ice damage when you go through somebody. I wish it was like fire or lightning damage, but still cool. Maybe it's for the best that way, because otherwise there's not too much ice damage in this game. Oh. Please not more bar guests. Where are they? Oh, brownie or buggarts. Okay, buggarts are definitely a little easier, though these are orange ones. No fire's a lot, and I wonder if ice does like less damage than normal. Some leggings. Probably should check those to see if they're worth it or not, but I guess it has been a while since we upgraded our leggings. Does seem like they drop less frequently. Oh, this is finesse, okay. Definitely don't need those then. Another cool little area up here, some old stone columns. Makes you wonder about the cultures that built this spring, whatever it is. Can't go for a bath though. That'd be nice. A little hot spring, or probably not a hot spring, honestly. It's really high up here. It's probably a cold spring, but still. Okay. Let's continue our journey eastward. I really hope we don't go back to that cabin and find Britt dead. Like, the poor guy just wants to live like a normal life, and I totally betrayed his secret to somebody who's now going to kill him for his rings, which I have. So that feels like the evil response. I just didn't realize what that choice actually meant until it was too late. Okay, Frost Champion. I also like the sprites have have different types too. Yeah, vulnerable, that makes sense. There actually are a decent amount of enemies in this game. Of course, it'd always be cool to have more, but like it seems like it could be repetitive, but there's like just enough where it doesn't actually feel repetitive. Although I do hope they can you like add more enemies as the game goes on? Like I hope we haven't seen every enemy type already, because that'd be kind of boring. Old farm or something. Can't go in though. I'm gonna assume this is not their stuff. Mana regen. I don't really want that too much. Just a little bit more. Ooh, and some hidden stuff in this log. Did you know you had some Sylvanite hammers in your log?
You've come to Nareen Farm. What's left of it, that is. Here we are after years away, and it's as if, well, as if the Earth's forgotten us.
The Earth has forgotten you.
That, or it's forgotten how to be a farm. We'll have no choice but to leave. Unless some miracle comes, and why, Arik dear, we'd clean forgot the paling wand. Oh, but it's deep in the hollow, and the Adaris Hollow's not safe at all.
What is the paling wand?
Well, if the stories are true, Arik's granddad used it to tame this high land and make crops grow. He'd always say how he had to return it to the hollow, so the hollow's magic could fill it up again.
Oh, interesting. And you can't farm it all without it?
Our seeds don't take, or they turn into other plants. The weeds grow monstrous, and the tilled earth wanders out of planted rows. It's hopeless.
That sounds like my front yard. I have tons of weeds that I've been fighting, and I think I'm winning, but the battle continues. I want to plant wildflowers out there, but we'll get there. All right, I'll get it for you.
There are all sorts of wild fae in there. Oh, but that wand would save us. Adaris Hollow's due south, just below the bluff. If you can bring the wand to us, I don't know how we'll thank you.
I shall do my best.
For now.
I'll hit enter. Make that our main quest for a bit. Okay, not too far away. We'll head in that general direction. Looks like there might be something in this well. I wonder if there are other enemies that are weak to certain types. Like obviously, boggarts and thrushes are weak to fire, which would make sense. They're made of wood. Are there enemies that are weak to like frost damage besides like I guess a fire? I don't want that. So that's like a fire sprite. Barghest. I hate Barghests. They're not that bad to fight. It's just the mana steal that like petrifies me. Which is cool. I mean, I like that as a concept. I don't like fighting them, but I'm glad they're in the game because it's cool. There are certain enemies that are harder to fight as a mage, where maybe having a build like mine is kind of advantageous. As a mage, you just want to keep your distance, I suppose, and use like chakrams or a scepter to do damage, or spells before they can get in enough range to do damage. I feel like there's... I was thinking a treasure chest, but it's a lure stone. And a corpse.
For 500 summers, autumns, winters, and springs,
Wow.
the blossoms on my pearl tree bloomed ceaselessly and wantonly and fair. Why today have they fallen like tears? A dark doubt whispers, these flowers will not come again.
Alright, it's another cave that we don't have a quest for yet. Burn Cove. Sounds like a cool place to explore. Hopefully we'll come back with a quest. I do wonder, it doesn't seem like there are many dungeons, if any, that don't have a quest associated with them. I suppose some could be like, you know, traveler quests or things that we're not really doing. But I hope I'm not like missing too much of the game by not doing those. Ah, they're too spread out for this ability. Yeah. I wonder if it's just the arcane Barghest that steal your mana. That would make sense, since arcane means like magic. Chakrams are so much fun. I'd say definitely. Oh, I would say definitely my favorite weapon, but I haven't used Beyblades in a while, so that's not really fair to say. But there's a part of me that really likes the idea of doing eventually, like late game, a Feyblade Chakram build. And maybe putting like Mana Steel on the Feyblades, since they strike fairly quickly. Not as quick as daggers, but they're more fun than daggers. And both seem to have some AoE potential, which is nice. Oh, that's not actually a cave. Huh, okay. I wouldn't have gone in there anyway, so... I think I might also, between episodes, salvage some things this time instead of just selling everything. At least the white gear we can salvage. I don't know if we're going to get... Like, does only better gear give... little house up there. Big house up there. Does only, like, higher quality gear give higher quality components? It could be. That would make sense. Maybe I should invest in more... more smithing first, but... I'll get a few just in case the components could be useful later on. Less for us to walk around and buy. Conqueror's Chakrams. Not as good as the ones I have. They do more damage versus Niskara, which is cool, but... don't face them enough for it to be worth it. I did keep that Niskaru amulet with me, though, because it's just fire damage and damage against Niskaru. That seems actually really good. Alright, well, I think this is a good place to end things for now. I have some chores to do today, some mowing the lawn and some errands, but I'll try to play some later on. So, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for more. Take care.